not relieved, but I feel like at least we have a little bit more clarity of what's going on, and these people's intentions. So.
Germany Johnson, a husband and father of two, went to his sentencing late May of 2016, finally giving some closure to his 2-year battle with his case. Judge Comstock, who presided over the case, informed Mr. Johnson that all he had to do was show his ID to the officers and this whole situation would have been avoided. Although he was found guilty during trial, Mr. Johnson still maintains his innocence. One of the charges included carrying a concealed weapon, despite the fact that he presented his carry concealed permit in court during trial. In addition to the frequent delaying of trial and sentencing, this is a common example of psychological warfare used by white supremacy that eventually leads to adverse mental health in its victims and loved ones.
A couple of my friends, my family members, like, man, you really getting great. I mean, I just not noticed it, but no, I didn't have nearly this much from 2 years ago. And I had maybe a few, like, right here, 1 or 2 here, but nah, I guess the situation is, got to me.
Unfortunately, Mr. Johnson's case is no isolated incident. Another case where this tactic was used was Khalif Browder. Browder awaited trial for 3 years at the notorious Rikers Island for allegedly stealing a backpack. After being found innocent, the psychological damage of false imprisonment was too much for young Browder, as he committed suicide just 8 months after his release. According to Psychology Today, if the accusations are not true, the person is in a situation that is similar to being bullied. Even if one is rich, successful, famous, or has it all, the psychological devastation can be ruinous. If you are not believed, if you cannot fight back with the true story, if now you are distrusted and under scrutiny, the sense of helplessness is overwhelming.
I mean, it's a good thing for my family, that I ain't in jail, but at the same time, it's still an ongoing situation. So now I got to deal with an appeal. So I got to pay money for an appeal. I got to go to a hearing. I got to come back and forth for probation, and then, still no guarantee that, these people that put me on probation won't say that I did something to violate probation, and then try to put me in jail. So.
A study done in the UK on exonerees showed that once released from prison, they developed depression, PTSD, panic disorder, and paranoia symptoms. Sadly, the court system receives financial gain at the expense of the victims of this psychological warfare.
The judge reading all of what he imposed on the sentence, or whatever you want to call it, he said, $50 here, for this charge, $10 for this charge, $50 for this charge, and I'm supposed to have 4 of them. The one, I didn't even hear a cost for it. I don't know if it was another 10 or 50. Then he say court cost. So, I'm thinking, that ain't gonna add up too much. They don't get to the clerk window and she say over $2,000 for fines and costs. Like, fines and costs of what? And then based off of what he say, it just don't match. So to me, it's just another way that they run in their business to make more money. You know what I'm saying? It's ridiculous.
The cases of wrongfully accused police officers are virtually non-existent, which tells us that although the law may protect citizens, it protects the police more than the citizens, thus making the scales imbalanced in court.
They have protection. They even got what's called their immunity, the qualified and sovereign immunity stuff. So they even got their protection built into their own laws, their own system. So yeah, they're highly protected. But I think little by little, which is good, people are exposing them, and they're losing, some of that protection. It's not enough, but at least, I've seen where sometimes they do answer, and it just take more and more people to do something about it, and they won't, that protection to be gone. They won't have protection to do the wrong thing.
Truth is, we have seen instances of using false accusations to intimidate Black people since the inception of slavery. White women would lie about being raped, or Black men would get framed for crimes they did not commit. This fear tactic would spread paranoia throughout Black communities, keeping them in check while living on eggshells, not knowing what new rule or law may be used against them by white supremacists.
And I know I appreciate everybody that's, been supporting me, making sure I'm okay. I'm saying? But even though I didn't go to jail, it's still, justice is still not served. You know what I'm saying? Because this can happen to anybody. Anybody this can happen to at any given time. And what's going to happen? The same thing, or maybe worse. So something got to be done about this. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not just going to be cool because I didn't go to jail. I'm not cool with this at all. And I'm going to do all I can, to try to fight against it. So somebody else won't have to go through it. Or all these people, they call themselves judges and, the police, lawyers, they're going to have to be accountable at some point in time for wrong they do, period. That stuff got to stop. So I'm unsatisfied that justice ain't served, but at the same time, I'm thankful that I'm not in jail right now. But like I say, I still, it's not like completely over. Still got some things I got to deal with.
Protesting against police brutality is all but a useless battle until the scales in the courtroom become balanced. We should all let this case be an example of the need for a progressive focus towards a balanced legal system that sees no badges or color.